Welcome back to CTV News. A former soldier is this year's top Canterbury Apprentice Master Builder. The 26-year-old moved into the carpentry world after helping survivors during the earthquakes, and he's not looking back. Here's Jared McCulloch.
Congratulations on last night.
Thanks.
What was it like?
Oh, it was amazing. To be honest, there was a room full of people with equal calibre as myself, so it was quite surprising that I got chosen.
Did you ever think you'd get first place in this competition?
No, I didn't, to be honest. I was encouraged to do it by my boss, and it turns out it was a good decision on his part. Good judgment by him, yeah.
Because what kind of criteria is there to become, I guess, Apprentice of the Year? Because what do you have to do?
So you have to have done 2 years of your apprenticeship at the very least, and you can enter right up until you finish your apprenticeship a year past your completion date. So that was quite lucky for me because I finished my apprenticeship in February.
Right, and of course there's obviously, you're competing with other people, and you mentioned too, obviously, the same calibre and stuff like that too, but obviously it must be quite rewarding for you though, is it?
Yeah, I think it's quite a good recognition of the amount of effort that I've put into my job, my career, and the long hours I've put into the job and the study and training, and so it is good to be recognised for it, yeah.
I want to talk about those long hours, because obviously you're working on a lot of Christchurch rebuild. It's very much so that Christchurch is the place to be, isn't it, for your job?
Oh, definitely. It's a thrive activity, and in the jobs that I've worked on, I've done everything from earthquake repairs to residential new builds to commercial new builds, shop fitting, anything building, you name it, pretty much done it in the last 4 years.
Did you ever think you'd be doing that much stuff? Did you ever think that'd be, when you got into this career, you think, what was the feeling?
To be honest, when I started building, my views on what a builder actually did were quite limited, and from spending the amount of time I have in the industry, it opens your eyes to what the trade actually does. Your possibilities are endless. Once you've got that trade under your belt, the world's your oyster.
Do you want to talk about some of the projects you have worked on that have really been quite inspiring for you? Because obviously that you get there in this kind of, in your career that you've got, especially in mine too, but in yours as well. What's been something that's really stood out for you as something that you've been really proud of?
Well, the last project I worked on was the thing I entered the competition on was a furniture store, and what it was a expansion of this furniture store, and which posed quite a tricky situation because we had existing tenants, in the building that we were adding to, and that posed all sorts of health and safety issues and whatnot. So that was quite a tricky rebuild. Before that, I was working on the new Farmers development in Hornby Mall. So that's the new Farmers flagship store after their city centre store was earthquake damaged and destroyed. So that was quite rewarding to be able to put such a big building back into the community.
Absolutely. It's not stopping anytime soon either, is it? It's obviously the rebuild still continues on, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Let's talk about too some of the things that got you interested in doing this job in the first place. What made you want to be a builder?
So I was actually I was a member of the New Zealand Army at the time of the earthquakes, and being in the city centre on the cordon operations, it was quite an eye-opening thing to see the city I've grown up in, collapsed around me. So when the time came to make a wee choice about the next career move, it was pretty obvious what I should have done. I mean, good at my hands, quite an analytical thinker, and didn't really take a genius to put two and two together and get on the tools.
So obviously from that day and obviously helping out in that sort of area, you looked around and thought, actually I want to be a part of this.
That's right, yeah. It's pretty rewarding to be able to do it too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Of course, now it's been 5 years, it's nearly getting close to 5 years on now. How do you think the progression of buildings come over that time? Do you think it's...
Oh, it's amazing. You walk around the city centre and you see all these new buildings going up and you think it's actually, it's really starting to hit home now. It's really starting to get, wheels rolling. It's phenomenal to see. It's, picked up a gear and it's going forward now.
Absolutely. I think now's probably more time than ever where it's actually driving force as well.
That's right.
I want to talk about too just some of the other people that have got there. Obviously it goes for a second, third. You had some mates. Do you know those other guys as well?
Leeds Construction actually has quite an active apprenticeship scheme, and we meet monthly. The guys are through different stages of their careers. There's first years there, there's second years there, third years. So every month we meet up, have a yarn about what we're doing, and So
you're almost, as you said earlier, obviously on equal levels as such, really. Even though there's a first, second, and third, you're all kind of.
Oh yeah, we're all definitely mates and like to share our experiences and whatnot, which helps.
Where are you to from here now? What's the next steps for you now?
So my career goal is to be the most sought after construction manager in the country, and I see a company like Lee's Construction can definitely take me there.
Fantastic, awesome. Well, congratulations again on that. It's fantastic, and all the best.
Cheers.